Welcome to another episode of Frank's Treks and Tracks, the exploration of the world, both real and imaginary. Joined the NMRA New Jersey Division back on March 16th for their meeting. They had an excellent slate of clinics, and here's a couple of snippets from those. Dave Albertson had his South Street Bridge, excellent model, been working on it for a long time. Mike Prokoff had adhesives, very educational, learned a lot of stuff from that. Thank you again, Mike, for doing that. Mike had along his diorama, which showed some hardscaping, which is something that I've got to try for the scenery that usually gets elbowed and nicked. Mike Mosher had the segment on Arduino use, and Jim Shepard had an excellent slate of dioramas to show and techniques in doing those. So once again, thank you very much, and having a great set of clinics and just an excellent put together of a meet. And then finally, after that, we went on to do a couple layout tours. Mike Spano was the first one that we came down to see. The Scenic and Undecided, fantastic layout. Thank you for having us there, Rick. And here's Rick holding his gorilla biter. It's a long story there. And animatronics are great on this thing. Rick had a coal loader that functioned and actually turned coal. The waterfalls were extremely well done, although Rick said he had help with those.
They're going around curves. Ken Posniak warned me that the car is going to have to be very, very heavy. Even an HO, they're heavy. They got lead plates in it where I can find it. The rocks that contain those rails, they were HO. They were made for that rail for HO, and I cut them in portions and then finished the other half that was there. So up there on that grade, that 4% grade, you'll see them swerve in the S-curves. It's really kind of neat to watch. And there are other people who have built these, but I don't know, they didn't look very. Microtrains have made a production of them a year or two ago. Only they never had it set up to do this with the rails, and their cars were too light to be able to do it, even if somebody had the parts to do it. About a 18-inch. All my curves are supposed to be a minimum of 18, most of them 20 and 24. Over in here, some friend of mine told me your curves are 16-inch radius. No, they're 18. Stupid me. The one on the outside is 18,
right?
So the one on the inside can't be 18. They were.
Amongst the intricate details that Rick has on here is this ice ring, which is fantastic, especially in N-scale. So here I'm doing a flyover of the main part of the layout. Again, the scenery is fantastic. The details are out of this world. There's the coal loading item I mentioned before. We're going to stop, take a little bit of another look on that waterfall. Very nicely done. And train operation was seamless going through there. That's Rick's rail replacement train, which is quite a feat in itself, to being able to handle this continuous rail on all those cars. Controls, a little bit of King Kong sitting out over there. Some great stuff to see. And up in the corner, he's got his fireworks display. I do not have a video of the fireworks display. We'll have to do that next time, Rick, but that was great. Harbor scenes, out of this world. Gantry operation, Rick explained at length his process of building that gantry that you just saw for loading. Just past the dirigible that actually does fly over. Bridge work, just fantastic, and absolutely solid running railroad. The roundhouse scene, extremely well populated with steam, and we just come down and just eat it all up. It's just a beautiful piece of work, and fantastic tribute to Rick's modeling skills. So we'll touch back after we do a little bit more running.
Why it's having problems? Because now it's running at the same speed as anything else. I've been working on this railroad. Back in I think it was April, I polished all the rails, not with polish, but with successive higher number grit.
Yeah.
From
So looking again at some of the details on the other side of the layout, here we have another loading facility, more on the roundhouse view and the beautiful bridge going across. Lots of good populated steam engines there. Hopefully when I return we'll see the roundhouse in operation and the turntable moving. The town scenes are great. Just the depth of everything is fantastic. Harbor scene with Harbor Freight flashlights sitting there in the water. Mike did win awards for this exquisite quarry drilling machine. It does operate. Again, the back wall industrial area is extremely well populated. Some fantastic building and details that he put into those. Bridge work again is just top notch all around. Really can't say enough about what Rick's done here, especially this all the smoke coming from the facilities. It's really tells its tale.
it's over. Turn to your left to watch machine.
That's right.
Okay. Let's start.
Maybe it's on the dish that goes on. Oh, over there. Okay. Yeah, I could have gotten it the other way. Yeah, except.
How you doing?
Hi.
Certainly Rick does have a way with developing these cranes, and here we're going to go through some demonstration of how it articulates and can position rocks in various places. There are a number of these on the layout. He has his controls. I wouldn't hope to try to master these things. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sure that they are
Let's.
a bit of a piece of work. And there's another one over at the dock scene. Watch this.
That should do it. Up.
But I mean, we were lucky because this is going to be this wonderful neighborhood to live in.
Swings it over and
My
puts it on the
best
barge.
friends were neighbors right here. I had a field on this side of us.
This is how you get fired.
Fred was
Pretty
down
neat.
in the
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Convention
Uh-huh.
thing. And we came, well, I guess we were the group that came here and so forth. And that was lightning thing and everything. The animation was,
sisters who were older.
fantastic then. But I think it was just basically this part of the base
Yeah,
thing. I didn't
that's
even-
it. This was the third iteration of it. The first one moved down. And we'll pick up a load from here. They didn't like that load. Take it back to the ship.
Coming up to the end now of Rick's segment. Control panels, all nicely laid out. There's the format of the track plant. Certainly covers most of the basement. A little bit more on the dock scenes. Just everywhere is just some exquisite detail. Can't say enough. Great place to slip out, and Rick is certainly a great host, and look forward to coming to that again. So next on the stop is Mike Prokop's logging 0-3 railroad, and a couple of remaining HO bits that still remain there. There's Mike. And the logging railroad is mostly bench work right now. The ties are all, actually the rails themselves are laid down with adhesive on the ties. So it certainly is going to be looking great once this thing gets finished. Let's listen in for a while.
So, you know, when you kneel down, you don't need to find a kneeling place. So I saw it in Joe's house, and I liked it. Now, would I recommend it? Not really. Because, I mean, it's good. But wherever you put something, it dents in on it. Yeah, and eventually it does come up a little, but it's not. If you're going to be strong enough to hours on it, it's nice. Yeah.
I got it in front of my workbench in the garage.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
I didn't realize it was the same. It's a stand on. But, you know, with this whole floor here, like I said, I like what Joe had with his flooring. Joe's is, feels like a light oak color. Yeah. But, you know, I was doing everything in gray, so that's why I did the gray floor.
And there's a whole village full of beautifully done structures. Here the blacksmith shop with the anvil and every little piece of blacksmith material you need. Looking down the row of the structures that are on the shelf that I'm sure Mike has a place already assigned for as he's building up the logging rail. Hill Valley is the name of the railroad, as you can see on the sides of the locomotives. And then finally there was a smidget of the once expansive HO railroad that he had down the basement. Beautiful coal loading facility. Here's the coal conveyors loading coal into the trucks after it gets dumped out through the trestle. Beautifully done. Dock scene. Again, just a pleasure to look at, pleasure to view. I unfortunately did not make it to see the railroad once it was in the heyday. The cobblestones in this street are extremely well done. I have to circle back and find out what was done over there. And again, that's where we're wrapping up over here on the side with Mike. And again, it was a pleasure to be down there and view the new layout and the remains of the old. The final stop on the tour was Richard Newmeller's Pennsylvania Railroad Drescher Division. A beautifully done layout. Ran flawlessly for the half an hour that I was visiting. Crams in a lot of detail. Beautifully done industrial scenes. As you'll see later, backdrops from the Philadelphia skyline. It includes a lumber mill, as shown over here, exquisitely done, and a logging railroad that brings the lumber down from the top tier of the layout down to the lumber finishing mill down in the main HO section. It also includes a quarry finishing bit, which is a nice touch. Usually you just see a quarry. Some nice balconies on the backdrop scenes. And again, the industrial scenes are extremely well populated. This one from Glenside, Pennsylvania. Campbell soup is represented here. A little transplant to the Philadelphia skyline from Camden. Again, real nice. Let's watch it as it goes around. Take care.
No, I also just looked at almost all the things. It's a super nice layout, I have to say that.
Thank you. That's all you can
More color.
having designed for the Jersey Division, so I'm in the Garden State Division, but they were interested in having the open house, so I said, sure.
Guy's name is the garden guy and
Yeah, he's the tree wholesaler.
tree wholesale, exactly, yeah. And he has a very nice layout, but I've seen that there's in a few months that it's time to look and how to make it before. Yeah, so the layout is open, and unfortunately there isn't a whole lot to see inside of the top. I don't think all the top is even made yet. So it's interesting if you're into Hohenzollern, and if you just want to see trains run, then yeah, if you go there, you'll see it. And this was for sure worth the trip. So
Okay, so we're not gonna pay you any mileage for coming here.
I did a little
What do you pay then? Do you put one on the west side of the river or this side?
well, it depends on, depending what the traffic situation is. I mean, this morning I came up 295, and I'm probably going to go back on 295. That goes over I-95 according to Baltimore, and that is not enough. And yeah, there just needs to be a parallel road in alternate. So it's probably financially not possible at the moment, but 95 has been guided, and it still isn't enough.
Yeah. And Newark is below 95.
Yes.
Newark is of course a university.
Yeah. Well, that's the least one, and the problem is that all the north-south traffic goes together, and then three interstates, three major